You're wrong, Craig. I swear to God, I'll fucking kill you. Locking Joseph Hayden. Eddie. Locking Joseph Hayden. Okay, let's lock it in. I know you're feeling nervous, Terry. Let's find out. Correct answer.
Who is that guy?
I'll start with him. Are we ready? I should be on the Zoom. Okay, your sound is on, Ken? Your
That's a mystery.
mic?
We can hear you guys loud and clear.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to start with homework.
You.
I know. I agree. Mine takes a second. I'll introduce my book while we take the screen, wait for the screen share. Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome back. So now we are going to study the mind-only school. So there are 12 translators, and each one basically got an assignment for a different kind of Buddhism. And we just had Tin, which is the lower branch of the middle way. And just below that school in terms of view is the mind-only school. So we are translating a book by Jason Kappa from about 600 years ago. And it was a poem he actually. And, you know, Jason Kappa doesn't like to mess around. So he wrote it about the hardest points in what might be the hardest school to understand, which is a mind-only school. And so, but it was so hard that none of his students understood it. So he had to write a commentary to that, which is still hard. But that's what we are studying right now. So, and the commentary is mostly on every school in Buddhism believes in like 6 consciousnesses at least, and mind-only school believes in 2 extra ones: foundation consciousness and negative consciousness. And we're almost at the end of our book. I think we're like, we're like 96% done or something.
Yeah.
And at the end of the book, Jason Kappa presents arguments. I don't think all of them are for the foundation consciousness, but it's arguments about the foundation consciousness.
Yeah.
Like either for or against.
Yeah.
Just like basically brief discussions on why the foundation consciousness has to exist or something like that. There's 8 of them, and we've been going through them, and we are going to review. My screen share is taking forever, but I'll say out loud the first question.
Okay.
So we're on the 5th argument. It's just my computer, it's slow. Oh. What is the 5th argument concerning the existence of the foundation consciousness called? So each one of them has a nickname, which we went over like 8 months ago. And you forget, but I have to write some homework question. So this is the question. Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember what it's about, what we did last class? That wasn't that long ago. That was 2 weeks ago or something.
You can only focus on 2 minutes.
They're all, that's his argument for all 8 of them. He just said that. No. Nothing.
Many consciousness could not occur at the
They're
same
not
time.
gonna- how you could have foundation consciousness going on in the background and
Yeah,
consciousness going on at the same time.
that's what he says for almost all of them. But what specifically is this one about? Or
Question?
any language? Pick one. Okay, it's called lay. This one is about karma or activities or something like that. Why? How can things occur? And he goes over this whole scenario of you hiking like Bell Rock.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah.
How do you keep your mind on not falling off
Mm-hmm.
and still see the rocks in front of you? How can you have multiple awarenesses going on at the same time?
Yeah, it's activities because he keeps saying lay, and that's why he says lay, because that's the argument. Lay.
What's foundation consciousness doing during that time?
Yeah. And how can it possibly do it? Okay. Good. So what are the four parts of this argument? What are the four things going on when you're hiking to Bell Rock?
The first one has to
Multiple
do with
objects.
There are four awarenesses. Yeah. What are they? Yeah. If you're on the trail, what are the four things you're noticing? Huh? The objects that the eye see. Yeah, that's one. You. Uh-huh.
The road.
Yep. The self. Me. Good. Yep. We got two.
Yeah, you're aware of yourself also.
You're aware of yourself and you're aware of the things you're looking at.
Something about
the rocks in the path.
That's the Yule.
Okay.
But yes, you're correct. Utpala. There's two more. What did you just say, Stanley?
Something about direction.
Kind of like place, the place where you're stepping. Yeah. Uh-huh. And then there's one more.
Movement of your mind.
Kind of. It's the world in general. They say like the world around you or something like that.
Oh, which is different from the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Three of them could be translated as place. Yeah. So it's a little difficult. Okay, good. Okay, number three, why is it necessarily the case that we have a foundation consciousness in terms of these four things occurring?
Is it at the same time?
So what? Yeah, basically. Good, Dodo.
To become
Dodo
a-
said, one second. That because there has to be a foundation consciousness because otherwise you couldn't notice those things happening
Okay.
at the same
In the
time.
background.
Yeah. Yeah, there must be a foundation consciousness for a person to perceive all four of these. Okay,
Does it emphasize at the same
basically chikchar, but I kept it vague so I can't be wrong. All right. Okay, so each one of those four had a nickname in West Chinese. Here they are. What's the first one? N.
The vessel.
I thought you
Container.
said word. I'm like, what? Yeah, exactly. Nick and
Your
Gibson.
environment?
You
Yeah,
called on
vessel,
yourself,
world. I did. I was right again. Ne.
Location.
Okay.
Yeah, the place you're stepping, place, spot you're stepping. No. Me.
It's me.
Me. Me.
Me.
Yeah, object. Yeah, good. Yeah, object of sense. Yeah, Yule can also mean place. So if you don't have context for these or an explanation, Yule can mean place, ne can mean place, nu can mean place. All right, yay,
Yay.
we did it. All right, my
you read the first one.
okay, my student translation. So we're halfway through that argument about four things that can happen. Le, and here it is. Detar yang nampar shepa ni chikchar jongwa mena chichir le misichena. Also in that same vein, why is it impossible for the activities to occur simultaneously to the consciousness?
If it's not the case that foundation consciousness and other states of mind can coexist at the same moment, then why do you say that the activity would be impossible?
Yeah. Good. Next one.
It's hard. It's a hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
But does someone want to read? Anybody? Lindsay wants to.
Yeah, come on. I think we should give Lindsay a hand for all her hard work. The whole translation program costs $1 million a year. And we lost our sponsor in a single day. And all these people are having kids. All the translators are having kids. I don't know why. And then, it was really frightening for me. It's a very bad day. And she stepped in and we're in good shape now. So I'd like to thank her.
Okay, read from Dita.
Itar do du na le nampa shite shite niki nampa rikpadang neki nampa rikpadang
Now.
now yam nampa rikpadang yogi nampa rigpao.
Yay. I'll do the English that
That's fine.
requested it.
Okay.
With regard to this question, here is a brief summation of the 4 activities covered above. They are as follows: awareness of the world around you, awareness of the place, awareness of the thought me, and awareness of the objects of perception.
Yeah, it's a very nice translation. I rarely don't criticize. I mean, I could. It's a good translation. Nice translation.
Yeah, thank you.
Very rare.
Okay. All right. You want to go pick somebody? Okay.
By the way, I'll just give him something wrong to do. There's a word repeated here for a certain purpose by our author. Yeah, number Rigpa. Why is it significant?
It's another name for the mind only school.
It is in fact another name for the mind only school. So he says, when he says conscious awareness, the native word that he uses is a nickname for the mind only school. So there's somehow, if you're a really subtle translator, you have to bring out that implication, and it's very difficult here. I don't see an easy way to do it.
We could use concept instead, because if we just say conceptualists.
You could say that.
Yeah.
The word awareness, again, repeated 4 times here, is a synonym for the mind only school itself. So, but you can't see it in the English. All right.
Okay.
It's Tsongkhapa's being cute, as he often is. And then he waits and sees if anybody gets it.
Mind only? Okay. All right.
Mind where you're stepping. Only.
Exactly.
Lose it in English, or is there a way to make sure that you don't?
There's a certain point at which it would be distracting for the reader if you pointed it out. So it depends on who you expect to be reading the book. How you translate anything depends on who you anticipate is going to be the reader. And there'll be much different translations for different readers. If you're good at translating.
Please.
Nampa rikpa ita ni pe or ni kachik
Kitchik.
kichik la char jumwar mikte nampar shepar chikki ke chikmani go mo ta se pe le di pa
Good. Nice. Okay. These awarenesses are perceptions occurring simultaneously on a moment-to-moment basis. Therefore, it is wrong for them to exist this way in a single instance to a single consciousness because they are in essence separate.
Yeah. Say Keichik, Keichiki, Kenjik, Chebicha, Keichiki, Keichiki, Kenjik, Chebicha, Kenjiki, Keichi, Chebicha. Definition of mitapa.
A changing thing.
Changing impermanence. The definition of impermanence. He's playing here again. He's playing in the background. He's playing. He's using the same verbiage. Keichiki, Keichik. So the question is, the big question is this: when you're walking up the path on what's that called, Red Rock or whatever, Bell Rock. By the way, I keep thinking about the guy, the experienced 30-year-old mountain climber who probably some nice looking lady was down below, and he took a misstep and he died. He fell off Bell Rock recently. And so the question is, and it's an easy hike, it's a almost flat. It's just slippery and it's a long fall. My teacher saw the Bell Rock and called it Atisha Stupa Rock. It looks just like a Kadampa Stupa. So anyway, the question is, when you hike the rock safely, is it that you are instantaneously, what do you call that? Alternating between visual, sound, location awareness to stay safe? Or are they all taking place simultaneously? That's the question. Are you just flipping through them very quickly? Or are you really maintaining different states of consciousness at the same moment? And that's the debate here. What would you say? Are they tade? That's the question here. Look, are they discrete moments of perception from each other? Your awareness of the rocks, your awareness of the angle, your awareness of the light in the sky.
Well, you have to say yes because they're four. So four.
Are they going so quick between each other like this, or are they all at the same time?
Yeah, it depends what school you're in.
What would this school say?
Well, at the same time.
What would the mind only say?
I don't.
One of the minority arguments is that it's a mistake to think that the objective perception of the subject is coming from different seeds. And that's the same argument, but not with objects, but with perceptions. So I would say they come from one seed. Of course, they can have this.
Yeah, I believe the argument is that they want to say, you see, I believe the argument is being used against them. Whoever doesn't like the idea of storehouse consciousness is saying, look, if it takes place at all, it has to be interleaved. It can't be at the same moment. And I believe a mind-only person would say, no, it's happening at the same time. You know, and they would say, in fact, if you're able to focus on those 4 or 5 different factors at the same moment, you must have a foundation consciousness. And then therefore, that's a proof of foundation consciousness. I think that's their position right here.
They don't believe in frames.
They do believe in Keichiki, they said it here, but they don't. Somebody in this argument is trying to swing that way. Look, it's not necessary that there's a background consciousness running all the time. You have an instant of background, and you have an instant in the foreground, and then you have an instant of hearing, and then you have an instant of smelling, and they're moving so fast that you can't really separate them in your mind. But I believe the mind-only school is saying there's a unifying consciousness. Storehouse consciousness never rests. And it's just spitting out seeds for the rest to happen. See what I mean? Something like that?
Something like that.
That's the argument. I'm trying to explain how you can have multiple awarenesses apparently at the same time. Some hardcore guys will say, no, they don't happen at the same time. You are instantaneously switching between them. And then I think the mind-only school wants to say, no, this foundation consciousness is running in the background all the time. And there can be two consciousness running at the same time. I think, okay,
Yes.
good, you ready?
You took the plane both.
Back to reality.
Some sort of reality.
How many people remember that as being the last line of Home Alone? Anybody? I saw it recently and they took it out. And I thought it's going crazy. I thought I saw it in a dream or something. Back to reality. No? I don't. What do I do? I go here. You have to stop. Yeah, his brother yells at him because he found his magazines and that's what I remember. That used to happen to me. Let's see. Where are you? Oh, I gotta go find you. Okay.
Read one.
Okay. I can turn this up. Yeah, no, I have to do it.
Right. Now you can share. Let's do that. So start with the sixth argument again.
Did I pass it yet?
No.
Here we go. Okay, who's gonna read?
Good. These people.
Oh, can I say one more thing?
Yes.
We've spent 6 years on Vimalakirti's sutra, and that's a beautiful story that's very popular in China traditionally about a businessman, a wealthy, spoiled young man who's a businessman. And his name is Vimalakirti. And he, one by one, he meets the closest disciples of Lord Buddha and gets into arguments with them. And he beats every one of them. And we just finished 6 years of it. And we finished the last chapter of the first book, which is an unbelievable psychedelic recording of Shariputra, the hero of the Heart Sutra, debating a goddess who, to show him emptiness, turns him into a goddess and turns herself into Shariputra. And they reverse. And she says, well, how does that feel? Yeah. And how's that affect your understanding of emptiness? And then we reached a point where we have to, that's like 500 pages of English. And we have to stop there. And we're going to put out the first volume, which is exciting. So take a couple months to clean that up. But we were looking for the Sanskrit. And the Sanskrit, we have a copy of the Sanskrit, but it's not very good. And we have this Sanskrit finder expert called Aisha, Skufala Singoyan, and Kitty Mama. And I'm happy to say today I got this copy. This is an extremely rare manuscript that was allowed to go to Japan briefly. And Japanese printed a few copies. And Aisha talked them out of one. This is the first half of the sutra. So I'd like to give her a hand. Super. I mean, for us, it's a big deal. It's a very big deal. Because we have problems with the language is so old that we have questions that we can't resolve without the Sanskrit. Okay, handsome, go. Rigpa.
Does someone want to read? Venerable Xuanzang, would you like to read?
She's dying to read. She told me the other day. You want me to hold that?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Rikpa Trukpa Ni Kunshi Mena Sushin Namsu Shinma Yimpe Semla Sokpe Kaptam Che Dulula Kyapa Ke We Mungwa Demi Shipa Nyungwa Deme Shipa Ngurte Nyongwa Dila Ten Jinpe Ngune lula kepa jupe tenmepe yuken sabome pe kundugyo.
Hard. The sixth argument in support of Kunshi. Okay, these are arguments being presented by Mandoni guys. Rigpa six logics. Kunshi men, and they often start the arguments often start with Kunshi mena.
If there weren't no kunshi,
If there was no background consciousness, storehouse consciousness, then sushin mayimba.
It would be both appropriate and inappropriate.
Sems.
Yeah, minds.
States of mind that are appropriate and states of mind which are inappropriate. Kap tam chedu.
All instances,
in all possible
cases,
situations,
yeah.
whether you're doing something bad or you're doing something good. Lula Kappa Kewe, there would have to be a base home state of awareness that's independent of your behavior, good or bad behavior. Let's say that. Okay. Wouldn't there have to be a background state of mind running while you're having these temporary attitudes of doing something good or doing something bad? Wouldn't there have to be an awareness running in the background? Something like that. Okay. If there were no kunshi, misi,
it would be impossible.
Yeah, you couldn't have a coherent perception of your mind changing from virtuous to non-virtuous or vice versa if there wasn't a background consciousness going on to evaluate, to be there as the change takes place. You see what I mean? If you are the change, you wouldn't be aware of it. There must be a background state of mind to watch yourself change from bad to good. You see what I mean? And remember that you were bad now standing good. To witness the change, there must be a witness state of mind. Okay, that's the argument. It would have to.
It would to have some kind of experience in the body, like overall in the body.
Yeah, it would have to be a, call that overarching experience of the different states of mind. Okay. But if you say there's no kunshi, if you say there's no foundation consciousness, misi,
that's impossible.
Then awareness of your different states of mind would be impossible. There would be no state of mind watching your different states of mind. Okay, something like that. There has to be a state of mind which offers a ten,
some kind of foundation or basis
for those yongwas,
for those experiences.
Yeah, those different experiences have to take place in the background of a larger or more coherent awareness going on in the background. Okay, Jimbe Gone, Lula Kewa, Jupeten Mepe. Lula Kewa Jupeten Mepe. I guess it wouldn't be in the body.
There isn't tenme, there isn't a basis to jukpa for that to occur. Kewar is an experience, lula, in the body.
Yeah, you're in the same body as you have good and bad states of awareness, but it wouldn't be the body that was aware that you switched. The body isn't aware in that sense. Therefore, you can
causal condition, the cause.
There would be no supporting condition. There would be no sabban.
There's no seed.
There'd be no seed because there's no storehouse for the seed. Okay.
No basis.
And so how could you have switches of experience? How could you have an awareness that stretches across those switches of experience? Then that implies that there would be no separate seeds creating those states of mind, because there's no storehouse for those seeds to stay close to the mind.
Is consciousness identified?
No, it's just holding them. It's actually like a mirror. The seeds are in the mirror, and then the seed opens and then they're reflected in the mirror. like that, something like that. Okay. So it's a little tricky. It's not like a bag with peas in it or something. Okay, I mean that's how people think of it, but it's not like that. It's taking on the appearance that comes out of the seed. And by the way, it's a very appropriate and important segue to
Middle way.
$100. And, huh?
It's a lower middle way.
Yeah, I know you were asleep in the last 20 minutes.
The luminous images?
Close.
Dependent.
He said put on the stone. Give the $100 to your son. Yeah, this is a very appropriate segue to, I mean, what the mind-only school is struggling with is where do the luminous images come out? Where do they come from? You know, is there a refrigerator in your mind where these come out of? And where does the refrigerator itself come out of? And we cover all those questions in DCI, but those of you who weren't there, I'll have to go through Tsongkhapa instead. All right.
That would be problematic, right, Gan?
Yeah, there'd be a problem if there wasn't any handy space for the seeds to be there, overarching seeds for an overarching awareness to watch yourself change from good to bad or bad to good. Okay. Because if it were just changing from bad to good, you wouldn't be really aware of it. You wouldn't see it change. You would be in that, you'd be in that mind. Okay. All right. No witness mind. Okay. All right.
Next. Okay. Hector.
Betar,
Mm-hmm.
Yang Kung Shi, Nampar She,
Mm-hmm.
Padmena,
Mm-hmm.
Chichir, Luki Myong,
Yeah, no, nice.
Myong,
Nice catchers.
Myongwa, Mirong Zena, Shena.
Yeah, good.
Shena, full.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
More torture.
Detayang, moreover?
Yeah, more on that. Yeah, if there was no foundation consciousness,
then Chiche,
then why?
Lukinyoa is Mirung.
Yeah, why is it inappropriate for us to have some kind of bodily experience?
Yeah, why is it that if there's no foundation consciousness, it draws into question the possibility of an awareness of your body?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that he's just starting a fight. Nobody said there was. Okay. What's wrong with not having experiences in your body if you don't have a foundation consciousness? Then we're gonna get and Hector was begging to read this longer one.
Okay.
Yeah. Ditar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ga Xing.
Shik.
Yeah. Zu Shin.
Yeah.
Nam Su Shin. Mayim Pa Sem Pe? Sam.
J.
Jesu Nampar Togam.
Nice.
Sem Nyam. Parsag Shag. Kam Sem Nyang Par Ma Shag. Hyang Rungte.
Good.
Nang Pa Na
So.
Oh, so. Oh, so
Yeah.
Nang Po De Dang
They talk. Good.
Jungwa Dang Migpar Yang Mi Rongse. Sorry if this is torturous.
I'm used to it, don't worry.
Decher Yang Kunchi
Nampa Shepa.
Nampa Sherpa Yodo
Yidong.
Shiso.
Sheso.
Yes.
Ah. Yes, sir. Thank you. Goodbye.
Gashik here means some people would say,
Yeah.
some people would say, well, suppose you have a Sushin state of mind and a Sushin Mayimbe state of mind.
Suppose you have some nice things in your mind and some not so nice things.
Yeah, you have an appropriate state of mind and you have an inappropriate state of mind.
Yeah.
Or
Some.
let's say you have a number topa that occurs just
Subsequently?
yeah, or let's say you have later thoughts about earlier thoughts. Okay?
Okay.
Or even let's say your mind is samapatti.
Some shock in meditation. Pati.
Is in a state of deep meditation. Or I don't care, you could say nyabramashapa.
Or not. Every other state of mind.
Yeah, so to be in a state of mind, to be in a state of meditation or come out of a state of meditation, to be in a good place mentally and then go to a bad place mentally, to have ideas, to think about things, all of these would be marung.
Inappropriate, wrong.
Yeah, if you say there's no
Foundation
consciousness. There has to be a background state of mind running, or you couldn't have all these things. Okay. All of that great.
All of those various things.
Yeah, that great variety of mental events takes place.
They'd also be wrong, things you couldn't perceive.
Yeah. You couldn't be aware of the wide variation of states of mind, many variations he's mentioned, if kunshi me.
If kunshi didn't exist, therefore kunshi has to exist.
Okay, because there's such a variety of states of mind, it proves there must be a background consciousness, or else it wouldn't be coherent. Right? There'd just be thoughts flashing around, and there'd be no one to observe the changes. Okay. Now, who can tell me what the sheso means?
I can. Tim said it.
Tim said what?
So who said?
It's a quotation. It flags it as a quotation. Now, unfortunately, Tibetan has a closing quotation mark, but not a opening quotation mark. So the safest thing to do is to go to the God Bless Ale database and look for something from the sentence which is towards the end, because you don't know where it starts. You see what I mean? So if I'm going to look for this quotation in the database, I'll go right in front of the ending quotation mark. There's no opening quotation mark. And then I'll work backwards and see how long the quotation lasts. Okay.
But something weird near the end, right? Not number
That's a long
shape.
story.
Not kunshi number shape.
Oh, well, know this, that the great scholars of Ireland are also great debaters. And oftentimes they have learned a classic in the debate ground and verbally, and they never saw it written. That happened to me a lot. And so then suddenly, one day you're reading a scripture and you say, oh my God, I heard that in the debate ground, but that isn't exactly how the guy quoted it.
He was wrong.
Yeah, it's usually 3 years later. You go to find him to say that's not what the quotation said. That's the opposite, and he's already, become a cook. That's what happens if you fail. If you drop out of the Geshe course, it's a direct route to being a cook. And those teapots you need a ladder to get into them, to clean them. That's why so many guys stick it out in the Geshe. All right, there's the quotation from, where is it?
I think it's Chinaputra, right?
I think so. It's a commentary to the Abhidharma Samuccaya, which is Stanley's new text. He finished an older Abhidharma text, and now he's on a mind-only Abhidharma text. Okay, by the older brother.
Jason Kopp's been quoting him a lot.
Yeah, we see it in 2 different commentaries. Okay.
I think they're both by Gina.
All right. Here's another. So anyway, they don't debate it much more. They just say there wouldn't be any background awareness of all these variations in the flow of your thoughts if there was no kunshi. Okay. Then they go on to the seventh argument. Who's going to read
So
that?
the whole
Mr.
thing then
Wu?
is a quotation?
No, just the last paragraph. I cut it out as a paragraph for you. It starts with number rikpatang. I think. Yeah, normally I put it in 16 point for you, but I was lazy or something. Okay.
How do you find where the beginning is if there's no quotation mark?
You read backwards. You read backwards in the ALL database. You find it in the ALL. You find the end of the sentence in the ALL database, and then you read it in the database backwards until they match, until the opening matches.
Compare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not that difficult. Once you get used to it, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
But there's dialect differences and there's tenure differences. So we just input, John just finished the Nartong tenure, which is 210 volumes. That's 210,000 pages. That's 1.6 million pages in English. And they typed it in their spare time. As you know, as extra bonus stuff. And I'm happy to report that Oscar Leon in Guadalajara has just finished splitting out the 3,700 texts separately, because they're input together in an average of about 15 per volume. And one book ends and the next book starts on the same line. There's just two little things. So you have to be really good. And he's finished 3,700 books. And it went to the master of all masters to check him, which is named Smith. Wordsmith is checking that. And if I was the director of ALL, I would immediately start trying to finish the second Kangir that we're working on, because we have someone who knows how to split it while he's still young. Really, it takes a couple of years. So he did a great job. We should give him. And a classmate of mine from Princeton helped him from my day. We played rock and roll. He became a computer programmer, so he helped automate it. And that's been a big help. He wrote the first input programs 37 years ago at the center. He wrote, and we still use them. Okay, anyway, who's going to read? You can see him play rock and roll on May 9th at the farm.
Oh.
They limited us to a half hour. Anyway, mostly Aisha and Lindsay singing. Do you know you're singing? Okay.
Savan, do you want to read?
Anyway, you're welcome to come to that May 9th.
May 9th.
The first half hour of the music is going to be really good. And then it's going to deteriorate into country folk or something.
Adumpani, Kunshi Menos, Yom Jugni Nirungte, Itar Deme Na Yom, Ju Ni Lashu Pei, Dangsa Denam Shekilu.
You gotta stretch out that key because it has an S on it. And it's important here. It's very important in this sentence.
Shekilu.
Yeah, you gotta say Sheki. I said no. Like what you say to your boyfriend in high school. Key.
Key. Forward. So group at Shin Kunshi made page.
Nice. Word.
Yes, sir.
Dumani.
Now we're moving on to the seventh of our 8 arguments.
Yeah, there's 8 arguments total. You should be rejoicing because I think when we finish these 8, we're pretty much done with the book. It's been 10 years exactly. It's been 10 years exactly. And just for your interest, where it's gonna go on to the Geshe Kappa has 252 compositions, I think. And his collected works, whichever one is that usually they're carved in priority. And the first book in his collected works is his commentary to the Bodhisattva Vows. So I was thinking Word could work on that. It's an extraordinary, beautiful, deep analysis of the Bodhisattva Vows. So that's where we're going next if we don't die before that. Okay,
Yeah, the 7th argument is
yeah.
Kunshi Mena, if there isn't a foundation consciousness,
Yeah.
then Mirung, it would be wrong for Nyomjuk Ni for someone to be able to be in the 2 types of deep meditation. Yeah, the cessation meditation and the meditation where you have no brain.
No, no capacity of discrimination. Yeah, okay, good. So anyway, these deep states of mind where almost you lose your conscious mind would not be possible if you didn't have a background mind running to come back to. If the surface state of mind was the only one, then in those deep states of meditation, they're called mind disappearing meditations, but they're technically the mind is still running. But there has to be something running in the background. If there was no foundation consciousness, there you would die. You would die during those states of meditation. Mena, that'd be inappropriate. Ita de mena.
Yeah. If
de is kunshi.
Okay, yeah. So in that case,
yeah.
If that kunshi didn't exist.
Yeah, if there was no background state of mind, then nyomjuk nila njuk past tense.
Then if you had entered into either of those 2 meditations,
then that concept,
then any person who had entered into those 2 meditations,
their namshe would pour their lu.
Then their mind would, or their consciousness would have like tossed out their body.
Yeah, pour is a unusual word for discard, like a potato chip bag or something. Porwa. Okay. So the mind would have porwa, the body would have porwa the consciousness, and they would die. Those people would die. Once they got into a deep meditation, they would die. Okay. Therefore, during those meditations, that so true.
Yeah. So that's ridiculous. So therefore, when you're in that meditation, the 6 collections of consciousness, or the collection of 6 consciousnesses, would cease.
Yeah, all schools except 6, the group of 6 consciousnesses, mental, eye, ear, nose, tongue, and skin, and mind. And then all schools except those 6. Only the mind-only school says there's a 7th and an 8th. One of which is, the 8th one is foundation consciousness, okay? So, if you don't believe in foundation consciousness, then when you get to a state of consciousness where the 6 have shut down, the person would die, okay? If there's kunshi men, if there's no kunshi. That's the mind-only schools defending themselves. What time is it?
We got 9 minutes.
Okay, all right. She's trying to escape. Make him do another one.
Okay.
Hey, you're getting good.
Okay.
I'm impressed. Right there. Well, she prenasals that first one.
Don't know. Sedatang Shiwei Ke Parton Pani Ye Nampar She Pa Lulema De She Sumpadang Dalo.
Yeah.
Yeah. if you tumba as a verb word,
if you show or
if you teach
Mhm.
that there's no kepa
there's no difference
between those states of mind and Shiva,
between those states of mind and death,
then you gelwa against
then you contradicted
the statement
yeah,
that this number shepa
that this consciousness
does not depa from the loop.
does not go beyond the body.
Yeah, if you say there's no foundation consciousness, then you what you're saying is that the person dies and the sixth consciousness stop. But actually, there's a famous quotation which says the consciousness does not leave the body. The consciousness has not left the body. There's a famous line that says that. Now, I used to go through the Kangyo and Tengyo page by page looking for these thousands of pages to find one quotation. Now you can find it with ALL, you can find it in maybe 6 seconds or something. You can go through 4,600 volumes in about 5 seconds. It's unbelievable. So actually our translation effort is, we're going to Xi'an, by the way, if you want to come, it's April. Xi'an is the old capital of the Tang Dynasty, which used to be called
Chang'an.
And that's where Xuanzang Tower is. And that's where Xuanzang translated the classics of Buddhism and changed Chinese culture forever. So I think it's amazing to think that they did what we did, but without an ALL. And I bet Xuanzang his mouth would water if he saw what we could do. And so to honor him, he walked for 17 years through India to learn his stuff. He survived a 17-year walk through India. So we're going to kind of honor him and go there and honor him. And we'll be having BCI level 7. We'll be teaching the diamond cutting there. Okay, as a business course. All right, and so who's he quoting?
Master Vasubandhu.
He's quoting Master Vasubandhu, our commentator. Who is who?
The younger brother of Master Sangha.
Well, Tsongkhapa, basically, right? And he quotes an interesting book. There's a very rare book by Vasubandhu where he explains the wheel of life. Oh. And no one has ever tried to teach it or translate it.
Sugang's book, right?
It's Sugang's new book, and we're well into it. There's no Sanskrit survives. It's extremely difficult. And the younger brother, Vasubandhu, comes out of the closet, which is very cool. He reveals himself as a mind-only master. He explains the wheel of life from the mind-only point of view. So mind-only people like him because he's a convert, late convert, okay? And he said, Lule mande, okay? You don't die. When you don't die when you go into those meditations. Therefore, there must be a. And by the way, the moment when he comes out, we just reached it in Sugang's book. We've been working on it for about 5 years now. It is dramatic to see him step out of the closet. You can see the very sentence in which he steps out of the closet, and it's, I spent 12 years on his other book, and I never saw him step out, so it's kind of cool. All right, next.
He's like Kunshi.
You want to just read because we don't have much time.
Yeah, I'll read. Okay.
Grandpa starts on these stories and we never finish reading.
It's okay. Kelte, iki nampar shepa mi selwa tang chepe, nam she tang drelwar mingyo roshena.
You still have a Yiki number shape, but it's Misel.
You still have a mental consciousness, but it's unclear. It lacks clarity.
This is being said by whom? Someone who supports Kunchi or someone who doesn't support Kunchi?
Someone who doesn't support Kunchi.
Yeah, you don't need Kunchi. You still have some consciousness. It's just not very clear. Okay, that's his argument. Somebody came along and said, Just because you can go into deep states of meditation doesn't mean there has to be a kunshi, because you could have a subtle, normal mental consciousness running in the background. Therefore, namshe dam minjo.
Therefore, there is no foundation consciousness.
No, you don't draw from your normal namshe.
Oh, therefore you're not separated
Yeah.
from your mental consciousness.
You don't lose your normal consciousness. It just goes to a low level. You don't lose it. Therefore, you don't need kunshi. This guy still doesn't want to buy kunshi. Okay. We got time for one more. You want to read it? We'll go faster.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
Mirunte nampa shepa yuna sum du pe du pe rekpa te yuna sorwa tang du. Yeah, totally. Dushe nam you pe dushe sor ngoki nyom jok chepa mite par nyorwe chiro.
Nice reading, as always, and I appreciate that you're teaching your students so well. He's taught more people to pronounce Tibetan well than I ever did in his young life. Mirungte means the guy doesn't buy his argument. What? He still has his normal consciousness going on. It's just at a low level. We don't buy it. Okay. The mind-only school guy is answering. That's wrong. If you have membership,
if you have a foundation consciousness,
if you have even
if you have regular,
if you have even a low level of regular consciousness, you got other stuff necessarily.
Yeah.
Then that's always comes with other baggage.
Yeah.
What is the other baggage? First of all, you'd have to have a rekpa. Contact between
those three things,
which are
the object, the sense object, the sense power, and the consciousness behind,
and the awareness of the sense power.
Yeah.
Okay. There'd have to be a convocation of those three. Okay. If even a low level of old consciousness, no mind only storehouse consciousness, it would have to come with those three events. By the way, that's only true in a world $100.
A world with outer objects?
I make this life so easy. I'm actually going broke paying you.
The world of numerous pictures.
Good. Yeah. It's that argument only works in a world where things are coming this way. The argument about the necessary contact between the object triggering the perception, triggering the awareness, can only take place in a civilization which believes that things exist out there. You see, this is a science viewpoint. Things exist out there and you perceive them. That's the opposite of Buddhism, as you will learn if you go hear the pot on the stove program.
I said outer objects, Geshe.
Wait, we're getting there. So he says, look, it's not just that you, if it was just this low level of consciousness continuing, maybe I could buy it. But according to everybody, when you have even any level of consciousness, that comes along with other baggage. First of all, what we call in the wheel of life, chuparepa, link number 6, contact between the mind and the outer world, which assumes that world came first and then you're aware of it. You see what I mean? Which is already a mistake. But he says, look, you wouldn't have those three things. And you wouldn't have, and once you have any contact with the outer world, you must have 2 of the 5 heaps.
Mm-hmm.
You must have.
Mm-hmm. Feeling and discrimination.
Feeling and discrimination. Those 2 mental functions must accompany all states of consciousness. Now look, you got all this baggage. You got 3 things: object, sense power, awareness of the object. And once you have that, you have to have feeling and discrimination. Now you got 5 things. Therefore, it would be incorrect to call those deep meditations where you shut off your
discrimination and
feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So what distinguishes those two deep meditations, what you mainly shut down is your capacity of feeling and your capacity of discrimination. According to you, you're having contact with the outside world. It always has feeling and discrimination. So therefore, it's not enough to have a little bitty bit of your normal consciousness still there. Because if it was still there, you'd pop out of the meditation because you'd have feeling and discrimination. Got it? It's a cool argument. Therefore, what must exist? You gotta go to Kunshi. Yeah, your idea about there being some low-level normal consciousness is dumb. Okay, got it? Now we'll go to the easy class.
Catalog?
Finding books where there aren't any. We got stuck last week. So
table content.
We are cataloging books from a collection of books, and the table of contents is mistaken. So we got stuck a little bit. I'm thinking to go at it from the back. We'll decide that in the next class. Yay! In 15 minutes, is it?
15 minutes.
Okay.
12 minutes, yeah, technically. See you there. Thank you. Thank you for class.
Thank you, Geshe Michael.
By the way, Word's translation of the first translation of Mind Only School is the best one in the world. And I have a friend who's a Mind Only scholar for 25 years, and he saw that book and he like went into nirvana. So I gotta say, he's doing a good job. Yay.
Isn't Carrie Nirvana against him?
No, he's still around.
Okay. Thanks, man.
What's the date?
The 2nd of March.
Okay.
Thank you, Geshe.
Okay, take a little break, you guys.
See you in a few
Especially
minutes.
bathroom break.
Yes.
We normally have some dinner for you. It's probably on its way. No, I'm gonna have it with my honey bunny. But thank you.
What music? We can just work on that.
No, I had no idea.